Welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. My name is Tonya Kappes, and I am a cozy mystery author who is excited to bring you a fun podcast where we answer reader questions and bring you amazing interviews from your favorite cozy mystery authors. Come, hang out, and let's just shoot the breeze. And welcome back to Shootin' the Breeze. This week, I am so excited to introduce you guys, if you already don't know her, but I'm sure you already do, to K.E. O'Connor. She is in our Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Prolific Works promotion, and we would like to welcome her today. Welcome.
Lovely to be here. Thanks, Tonya.
Oh, it's so good to meet you in person. I have been really, when I came up with the idea to do this with Prolific Works, to interview the authors, well, I said, I'm going to do this. And they're like, oh, okay. They were fine with it, but I wanted to make sure, since it's their promotion, really it's just kind of been a selfish thing on my part to actually get to meet you guys in person, because I have not met all 60 authors in person. So it's an honor to have you on and actually get to talk with you a little bit before our little chat here and Shootin' the Breeze. So, but this is your book in the Prolific Works, Cookie, Crumble, and Murder. So let me read a little bit about your bio, and then we'll go on to talk about this particular book. K.E. O'Connor is the author of the Witch Haven Mystery Series, the Crypt Witch Cozy Mysteries, and the Lorna Shadow Ghost Mysteries, and the Holly Holmes Baking Mysteries, the Zee Town Paranormal Cozy Series, and the Old Sarum Mystery Series, along with other titles available if you cast the right spell. She can imagine dragons, taste cookies when they aren't even there, and hear the crack of a witch's broom at 100 paces. K.E., the K stands for Karen, lives in the United Kingdom. It isn't very united, but that's a mystery for another time, among the mystical stones and fairy creatures of Somerset. She graduated from the universities of Southampton and Reading, where she received degrees in archaeology, cognitive wow, that's I did not know that. And cognitive evolution, both highly entertaining to take part in, but the career options of a ground witch's toe bone. I love that. So I usually do not read all the bios until I have them on, because if I read it beforehand, I might think of something and forget to ask. And so always something in someone's bio strikes me. So what really struck me are a lot of things. You have how many books written and published?
Well, under this name, about 80-ish. I have two other pen names as well. So 130, something like that in total.
That is a lot. I thought I wrote fast, but you write a lot. You're very prolific, and you have all of these series. And that is amazing, along with you were in archaeology and cognitive evolution. So tell us a little bit, do you do that now or no?
Only as a hobby, really. When I did my degree, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I picked something that would give me sort of a stretch goal and something fun at the same time. So I learned all these fascinating skills. I've always loved researching, and archaeology is all about researching into prehistory, so before written records came along. And I love that, because really you're making up stories, which is what we do with our books. You don't know what went on 50,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago. So you have to sort of put the pieces together like a puzzle and fill in the blanks yourself. And I love that in archaeology. And the cognitive evolution side was even more making stuff up and guessing things, because I was looking at early human brains, so going back about 7-8 million years, and trying to figure out how did we evolve into what we are today. So I loved it all. And I think it gave me some really lovely skills to put into my work now, in terms of researching, making twisty puzzles, figuring out how things might work. So yeah, it was great fun. I loved all the studying. But as I said in my bio, as a career option, being an archaeologist wasn't really viable. But I don't think all the skills went to waste. I think I'm using them still with my books every day.
Well, that is fascinating. I love that. Recently, we were just turned on to a show on YouTube. Well, it's not really a show, but it was this thing called The Alaskan Mammoth. And so it's about this the boneyard. My husband just chimed in, the boneyard. And so it's the boneyard. So it's about this a group of people that have eroded away some of the side of the landscape because they started finding huge mammoth bones, and they literally found a full mammoth in the side where, you know, it obviously had died. And it's amazing, so much so that there was some meat still left on the bone. And they actually cooked it.
Oh no.
Ate some of it. Now, they said it was perfectly fine. Nobody got sick, but it's fascinating. So this is just recent. So learning this about you is so fascinating to me, because I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so much you can do, you know, with Twisty, you know, crimes and fun things. But so we'll move on from that. But thank you for telling us about it, because I think that is so fascinating.
No, you're welcome.
Let's talk a little bit about Cookie Crumble and Murder and the Holly Holmes cozy culinary mystery. Now, obviously, you had to research to do this 9-book series so far with tasting good, delicious things. So tell us about the series first.
Yeah, well, the Holly Holmes series, it's a 9-book series, 10 if you include Cookie Crumble and Murder, which is the prequel to the series. And the idea, I don't tend to write baking mysteries, but I went for a visit to a place called Audley End House and Gardens, which is in a lovely part of the UK called Saffron Walden. It's a stunning house, wonderful grounds. And as I was walking around, I just got this idea of a sleuth who worked in the kitchens. And I wandered around for a few hours. The idea kept growing, but I thought, no, I'm too busy. Lots of us on. I'm not writing a new series. But then a couple of weeks later, a cover designer that I work with, she does these amazing covers. She came out with a 6-book pre-made set, which is what you're seeing now. And it was a perfect fit for this idea of this baking sleuth. And I thought, I'm not buying the covers. No, I'm not doing it. But I did. And the 6-book set turned into 9 books. And I had such a wonderful time researching it. The Audley End is a real place. I turned it from a house into a castle in the books. And I made a fictional village called Audley St. Mary. But it's basically that place, just jazzed up a little bit and with a big fancy castle stuck in the middle. So Holly actually works in the castle kitchens, and she's this amazing dessert chef. So she makes all the wonderful cakes and cookies and fancy desserts that the family who live in the castle want for their big events and parties. And as a result, she gets to know them, make friends with them. They do taste testing. There's a little bit of romance with one of the characters. And as you can see on the cover, there's a little dog. And I have animals in all of my books. I love animals, a huge animal lover. And this little guy is called Meatball. And he's a Corgi cross. And he's a wonderful part of the story because he goes around helping Holly find clues, hunt the suspects, sometimes gets himself in a little bit of trouble. So in book 1, he actually finds the body in the castle grounds. He gets in trouble, and Holly gets in trouble too because they think she may have put the body in the ground. So he's a great fun character to write. So the whole series is just great fun. There's lots of lovely descriptions of cakes, wonderful twisty mysteries, possibly haunted turrets that you never get to find out much about. But yes, that all stemmed from going to this place, seeing these book covers and having this overly active imagination. So that's what resulted, 10 books in total.
Well, I love that. I love the skull. I love the covers are beautiful. And I love how the corgi is winking.
Yeah.
Like you gotta catch that little, he's a little mischievous. But what also is corgis are so popular in cozies right now. And like they're like their own genre, genre of the genre. And so I love that. I think that is so cute. I was watching a movie recently, and I think it was that Shootin' or it was Shotgun Wedding recently with Jennifer
Oh,
Lopez
yeah, yeah.
that just came out. And they were looking at a cozy mystery in the movie, and they said, "What is it with this lady and corgis?" Because it was a corgi on the front of this cover. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so funny that Hollywood even picked up on these corgis.
Yeah,
They love them so much.
yeah.
But let me read exactly what Cookie Crumble and Murder is about. Welcome to my happy life, working in the beautiful Audley St. Mary, running my very own cafe. I'm Holly Holmes, and I make tempting treats for all. I'm also a history buff and a lover of all things fluffy. Just wait until you meet my adorable Floof Meatball. One thing, I am not a killer. Yet, when I become a suspect in the shocking murder of a wealthy undertaker, I need to learn about baking more than perfect cookie. I must investigate to clear my name and stop a killer from getting away and ruining this rural ideal in my life. Indulge in this delicious book. Join me in the mystery and help me figure out who done it. First off, I don't know if in your head you ever thought that a hillbilly Kentuckian would be reading that out loud. In my head, I sound like you in my head, but I know it's not coming out that way when I read it. So as I'm reading in first person as Holly, I chuckled a couple of times while reading that because it just sounded funny. So I'm sorry if I didn't do it justice, but it is a delightful description. And again, I just think that this is such a cute cover.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for being part of Twisty Tales. And currently, this is free until September through Prolific Works, which I will put the link at the bottom in the show notes for all our readers to grab if they've not already grabbed it. It's definitely not going to be free after September. And also, you have a link there to your newsletter as well. So can you tell us a little bit about your newsletter?
Yeah, so I send out a weekly newsletter. It goes out every Thursday. It usually tells you a little bit about what I'm up to with writing. Always usually have some fun book news. Usually something about a giveaway or a discount as well. So you can keep up to date with all the writing news on there. And occasionally I do a Sunday newsletter as well. And that's usually got a little bargain or a gift in or some treat for readers. So you'll hear from me regularly. And I talk about all things books, cakes, animals, twisty mysteries, just the fun stuff.
I love that. You know, I also send out a newsletter weekly and then one on the weekend. And my readers, they all love it. You know, if I miss a day or if I'm late, I will get an email that says, "Where are you?" I usually get it with my coffee. And so some people are like, "Oh, you know, a weekly newsletter is too much or twice a week," but I haven't found that. So I'm glad I found another fellow co-author here that does the same thing. So in your newsletters, is it just the KE novels or it's also your Karen with your witchy paranormal cozy
you
series?
get it all. So you'll get the baking stuff, you get the witch stuff, you get the ghost stuff. It's all in there. So you can pick and choose what you like. If just baking mysteries are your thing, you'll hear about those. You'll hear about the witches, but just scroll past the bits that don't appeal to you. I know some people, they just love their baking mysteries or they love their tea shop mysteries or their ghost ones. So we've all got different flavors. I read everything and anything, but I know some people are different.
Well, that's okay. I just think that that's great. So while you're there grabbing the Cookie Crumble and Murder, be sure to sign up for KE's newsletter. Is there anything that you'd like to say to our readers?
Just stay cozy, grab all the 3 books you can while they're still around, and do join in on the Twisty Tales Facebook page because we do all sorts of fun things on there. We give away books, we talk about books, we do funny questions and answers. So come along, join in and have some fun because we're there all the time. I've just this last day today on there with a group of other sassy sleuthers and we've been having lots of fun chatting to readers. So yeah, come and enjoy yourself. It's a good group to be a part of.
Thank you. And where can we stalk you?
You can stalk me all over the place. I've got a website, which is my name, keoconnor.com. I'm on Facebook, so you can find me on there. And yeah, just put my name in. Don't confuse me for the famous female horse rider who sometimes shows up when you put my name in. I'm sure she's wonderful, but she doesn't write books.
That is so funny. I love that. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been such a delight to get to talk to you here. And everybody, do not miss this book. Everything, as well as where you can find KE and sign up for her newsletter as well. Grab this book and her website, along with where you can find her on her books, will be in all the show notes. So thanks so much for coming, and we will see you in the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Facebook page.
Bye-bye.
Bye. What a fun interview. I would love to thank today's guest for sharing with us their edition in the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Prolific Works giveaway, year-long giveaway. So be sure to grab this episode's book for free, and you can do that by going to the show notes and grabbing that link. And also, don't forget to be sure that you follow and stalk this week's Spotlight author. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week on Shooting the Breeze.